We ride and we ride and we ride. Oh, we ride. Yes, we ride and we ride. Oh, we ride into the sun. Didn't we have some fun? I'm Arthur Lewis, and you're watching Couch Sessions TV.
Okay, so first you took us to this amazing food place. First we did your photo shoot in Central Park. Gorgeous. Saw this, I don't know if they're a non-traditional opera group. I don't even know how to describe them.
I'm not sure.
You looked like you were really intrigued by it.
I was really into them.
It was really good. And then now here we are at Kelly and Pink in this delicious Asian fusion Thai, whatever kind of place, and the food was really good. So thank you for that.
Sure.
And eating is important. It makes people feel comfortable. You look comfortable. You look happy.
Somewhat.
Don't fall asleep on me.
I'm gonna try. And a lot of soup.
There's a lot of soup. Okay. So what most people, for those who know you, know that you're from Queens. You're a native New Yorker. And you put out a project in 2008 called If We Were, which was kind of amazing, kind of hit the scene like, and I don't know, like, I think it kind of just slid right out. And did you do it like that on purpose? You didn't want to create a big think about it? You just kind of put it like, I'm going to put it out and see what people say? And
I had no idea what I was doing. I think I sort of thought like, okay, you put something out, and like you tell people about it, and then they tell people about it, and then everybody knows about it. Hooray! I just had no idea what I was doing.
But so you didn't want to do like major channels or go through anything crazy. You just wanted to put out music.
Yeah, I mean there was it was digitally distributed through a label.
Okay.
But they weren't a big part of the promotional stuff.
Okay.
They were a little bit more. It was Rock Slinger. A little bit more. We sort of re-released it in 2010.
Okay.
When they did more of a push then. Got a little bit of press then.
Okay. Well, I think it was pretty amazing. Your song, the song title, I guess the album track title, If We Were, I thought was probably one of the most creative storylines for a song. It was almost like you were singing to a younger version of yourself or another version of yourself, but I wasn't really sure if that was supposed to take that way.
Well, that song was actually based, sort of inspired by a comic book.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of the Sandman comics.
Oh, wow.
And there was an issue. It was about this director who was directing this play, and he got really scared, like right before opening night. He couldn't do it. And he has this dream where he's visited by the main character of the series, Dream, who sort of gives him advice, keeps him from, sort of convinces him to do the play. But the imagery in the comic is they're both sort of standing on the edge of this cliff, and there's this line, and I don't want to butcher it because Neil Gaiman's one of my favorite writers, but it ends with like something like, sometimes when you fall, you fly.
Wow.
The idea, like he's afraid to jump.
Yeah.
And so I took that and I sort of turned it into a song.
Okay.
And I actually, a couple weeks ago, got to like tell Neil Gaiman this.
Oh, wow.
I met him and like gave him my CD, which he said he really liked. That was really nice.
Okay. So the reception for the project has been pretty well received.
I mean, people have liked it. The people who have heard it have liked it.
Yeah.
Not many people have heard it.
Yeah.
The ones who did, you know.
Well, that's why we do stuff like this, so that people can get to know you and love you like we do over here at the Couch Sessions, because we personally think that you're kind of amazing. So.
Thank you.
I know that you had a show at Rockwood a couple of weeks ago. How'd that go?
That went really well. Right after I got up on stage, I was running late. I got up on stage. I started tuning my guitar. String broke immediately. First thing that happened.
Wow.
So being sort of new to the guitar, I'm like, all right, I can't do this. I put the guitar down. I go to the piano. Luckily, Rockwood is prepared for these sorts of things, and they like sent down a packet of strings. And my friend, who's a singer-songwriter and guitarist, like took the guitar and like restrung it for me.
Oh wow.
So it was a little jittery the whole set because that had just happened.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it went really well.
Well, I heard that you did really, really well. I didn't get a chance to go because I had class, but I heard that you really did kill that show.
Well, thank you to whoever said that.
Well, I think you're pretty amazing, so I'm not surprised. You seem really quiet. Like you're not. I don't know. You don't seem like an extrovert.
I'm very much an introvert.
Yes, and so to hear your music, it's almost like I didn't get that sense from your music, but I get it from talking to you and eating lunch with you. How do you separate the two personalities, I guess?
It's funny, like so I've made a lot of changes in the past year, and one of the most important drivers of that change was the idea that I had this musical identity that was different from who I am as a person.
Right.
And I felt like when you have that, unless you're really good at that sort of like pretending, music loses something because it's no longer carrying as genuine.
Yeah.
So a lot of what I've been doing in the past year is trying to turn my music into more what I'm like as a person.
Okay.
Which is why, like, instead of a 6-piece band, I'm playing by myself.
Okay.
Instead of, like, big stuff happening, I'm just, like, there with my guitar trying to speak directly to the audience. A lot of the time, my eyes are closed. Like, it's that kind of thing, and, like, it's so much more me, and I'm much better at it.
And you feel more comfortable.
Well, I don't feel more comfortable.
You don't?
Because I don't really, I play the guitar, but I don't really know what I'm doing yet, in the sense that I'm not comfortable on the instrument.
Right, okay.
And then people are like, no, we don't hear well, but it's internal.
Okay.
I make the right things come out, but the whole time I'm just a little bit feeling shaky at all times.
Do you feel like as an artist it is important for you to keep your personal life and who you are as a person separate from your music? Because I know plenty of artists who have their artist identity, like you said, and then they have their personal identity, who they are with their family and their friends. Like, but you feel like it's necessary to merge the two?
For me, I find it very difficult to be anything but myself.
Okay.
And so for me, a lot of the choices I've been making have really been about not having those two separate things.
Okay.
About like saying that me the artist and me the person are the same thing. There is no like separate artist thing, and it's interesting to figure out like how that works with like online identity and promotion and stuff. It's a lot of stuff I'm still working out.
Okay. And so are you working on anything coming up? Because for those of us who do know about your music, we want some more Arthur Lewis.
Right. So I've got a couple sort of things happening. One is it's still a little bit back burner, but I'm going to work on an EP with the band that I had been working with the past 2 years.
Okay.
I'm going to put together an EP of some of the songs that we did then, where they just felt like that's where they made the most sense. Like the arrangements there, and sort of just documenting that experience. That's going to happen soon. One thing I want to do first, I'm going to start doing a couple of those Google Hangout live YouTube gigs that people start doing.
That's kind of amazing.
We'll have a bunch of people in, like, who don't live in New York. Like, when do I get to see you? And I'm like, when are you going to pay for my flight to go to where you live?
Right.
And instead, I want to do more of that. And I feel like that can sort of help me engage with, like, who's out there, like, who's actually listening, who actually cares, and from there sort of build up the process of releasing material. So, like, in the next year, some stuff is going to happen. In the next couple months, some of this live stuff is going to happen. early recording, etc.
Well, you change up a little bit of your style. You and I were talking about that in the car. Like, you change up your style a little bit, and I wanted people to kind of see how that relates to your personality. So you were saying that when you first started, you wore the vest and the nice shirt and the great jeans and and now you're more like, I'm just gonna wear whatever. So how did that come about?
It's sort of part of the. It's funny that it's funny to be thinking of branding when the brand you're constructing is like, how can I be me?
Right.
And so part of it is just like when I put on the costume, the like show outfit, you know, everybody tells you like you're doing a show, like there needs to be pizzazz, there needs to be sparkle, but that's so specifically antithetical to like what I do as a performer.
Right.
So I kind of really like the idea of just presenting the image of like I'm this person on stage, and like the thing that you're seeing, there's basically no artifice here.
Okay.
There's craft, there's practice, there's work put into it, but there's very little like extra stuff on top.
Okay.
I'm also just lazy. It is honestly easier to just like, you know, go to a show in a t-shirt and be comfortable than to like
do all the extra stuff.
Worry about my hair and what have you.
Fluff your curl.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you sitting and getting a chance to talk to me and eat some good food, and I really hope that people get to know and love you as much as I do. I think you're amazing.
Thank you.
So thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Thanks.